time for the bell. How many options will you sell? Fire up your platform, get ready to enter. But first, let's get the mindset centered. Hey, let's go. We're not here to gamble, we're here to trade. We follow the plan, that's how we get paid. Testing, trading, have success. Find what works for you and forget the rest. Stats and probabilities is what we're about. Time to dismiss greed and doubt. Focus on the process, not the money. And the profits will flow like honey. Power Hour Live, let's start the show. Come on, trade hackers, get ready to go. 0-day options, time to make bank. Get locked and loaded, then be ready to plank. Hey!
Hey everyone, welcome to Power Hour Live, Friday, January 16th. The S&P is down 4 points. The NASDAQ is up 4 points. NASDAQ is up 7. Russell is up 4. Dow is down 64. So everything's pretty flat, pretty close to unchanged. Gold is down about 0.5%. Silver's down 3.5%. Notes and bonds red. 10-year yield up about 1.6. Oil up 0.5%. Natural gas unchanged. Soybeans, wheat, and corn all finished green. Euro and the pound are a little bit red, and Bitcoin is down 0.33%. VIX down almost 2%, lower than it was yesterday at the close. Currently at 15.55. As far as my trades for the day, my BIX, I've done 13 tranches, one double stop. My 12:58 p.m., which was a discretionary entry. That one got doubled. I do have 3 open for potential pins. I'm currently down about 600, maybe a little bit less after selling some longs. I did 2 Elmos. One hit profit target at 25%. The other one's at 50%. I haven't taken any off yet. Just kind of seeing if I can milk this one. It got up to 60% before this little dip. Hopefully it's not going to dip too much. No one DTE today. I did do a 6-7 put calendar. It is currently down small. I will close that out by the end of today. I've got the TSM earnings fly, which I took 2 off. Now price is coming down. It's pretty close to the value of where I took 2 off. If we get a sell-off into the close, though, it could make a little bit decent more. It is right near that upper strike, so if it settles between the short strike and the long strike, you will get assigned. So definitely need to close that out before the end of the day. So remind me if I forget. What else? Day trading. I'm still in an SPX vertical spread. That's my Elmo. I did 4 lots on this. I already took 2 off when it pushed up. If we expire above 50, it would hit max. I'm probably not going to hold it. If we start to sell off, I'm just going to cut it for a scratch. If we rally, I may close one more and then let the last one try to hit max. I'm also in a Wooga, which is right at the upper break even. Short strikes on my Wooga are 45 and 40. Bitcoin trying to bounce. S&P, I don't know what that little shake and bake was earlier, if something was going on, but I almost got stopped on my Elmo down on the low swing here. Bounced just in time, and then I moved my profit target up with the $2.50 strikes. My profit target is 35%, but I moved it up just because I figured if this thing bounces back to center, I'm going to be up 50% really quickly. which happened. And so I just moved it up, and then I figured I would just kind of try to squeeze a little bit more out. Obviously, if price starts to dip, I'm going to wish that I just took it off at 35%. If we get a decent bounce, I will decide what to do. I've got my profit target set at 80% currently. If SPX bounced up to like 55, it would probably be pretty close to 80%. I did 2 OPEX calendars yesterday and then closed them today. I posted a video in the calendar chat, so if you want to see how that went, I made $274 on one and a little over $1,200 on the other one. I had to do, Schwab kind of shut that down last month, and then I figured out a workaround. And so it worked perfectly. In fact, I would probably just do that anyway, because I like it a little better. You have to use a lot less capital. You don't have to hedge. It's just easier, and worked no problemo. But I also tested one in my IBKR account just in case, and that worked fine as well. With that one, you don't have to do anything except for just put on the calendar and then close the long put the next day. I think that's all I've done today. Oh, as far as other day trades, I had a couple losing day trades. I'm waiting for my SPX one to close before I post in the day trading chat, but I had let's see, what were those on? I don't even remember now. Oh yeah, AMD and NVIDIA. AMD. Oh yeah, AMD. That was a frustrating one. So I was waiting for the market, the S&P and NASDAQ, to kind of put in a little bit of a reversal pattern, which it did. So then I was looking for the stock with the kind of relative strength. I was going to choose between AMD or Microsoft. I chose AMD because it looked stronger, looked like it may want to break out, and then it pulled back. I kind of had my line in the sand right here. It dipped below that. I cut out of it, and it immediately spiked. So one of those gotcha trades. And then NVIDIA. Excuse me. I was trying to get long at on a retest of this previous day high. It popped right back up to highs of day, but gave no continuation. The market kind of fell apart, so cut out of that one pretty quickly. So those are my day trades. S&P, I got in when S&P started bouncing off unchanged. The second time I got in, took a little heat and then closed half of it on this big push up. And then still holding half, so hopefully this thing can hold up to the upside. Is there usually a sell-off before a long weekend, Watson? That sounds like a Krishism. Krish, is that true? Can you confirm? Yeah, the market's closed Monday for MLK Day. So Monday closed, Tuesday nothing. Wednesday, Trump speaks an hour before the market opens. Oh, it's at Davos. World Economic Forum. Thursday, we've got core PCE and final GDP pre-market. Friday, flash manufacturing and services PMI. Dark Avenger, did you not watch the OPEX calendar video I posted? How dare you? To answer your question, I held the long put longer in my IBKR account since I did 2 separate trades. Each were just 1 lot. But I closed one out within the first 15 minutes, and then I held the other one about 10 minutes longer, and the market was dropping, so that one made more money. Uh, 6-7. Yes, I'm closing, but it's going to be a loser. Not close to any kind of profit target. Mine's right at a scratch, it looks like. S&P little dip. I didn't want a dip. I wanted a little bounce, although my Wooga is benefiting from the dip. Ideally, we would get a bounce. I'd get out of my Elmo and my vertical, and then we could come back down for Wooga. Not the other way around. Yeah, so Dark Avenger, here is the I had this in the video too, but the SET price came out at 69.60. My Schwab exit was right here, right as the 15-minute bar was closing. And then my IBKR exit was down here. Oops. So it worked well. So now with the new workaround, so I posted that video in the calendar chat, and then it's also going to go into the OPEX calendar course. With that new workaround, it uses a lot less buying power because you don't have to do any of the hedging. So you don't have to use futures. You don't have to buy the deep in the money call the next day. All you got to do is, so essentially your buying power requirement is just whatever that deep in the money long put was at the time that you bought the calendar. So it's kind of nice. I didn't really think of doing that to begin with, but it's even easier than I originally presented it. S&P dipping a little bit more than the NASDAQ or the Russell. Bitcoin is bouncing. Yeah, banks are dipping a little bit. Tech is kind of mixed. Chips are just kind of
water filled.
Uh-oh. Oh boy. Here comes the dip. Oh, it's going to kill my Elmo. Hang on, Elmo. Went from up. I was up as much as 60%. Now it's down 30%. Yeah, that same video that I posted in the calendar chat is going into the course. Honestly, if I would have thought that, if I would have thought about that workaround of buying a cheap out of the money put, I probably wouldn't even have ever used the hedge. But sometimes you gotta take one step back to make two steps forward, Abash, you know? Hang on, Elmo. Hang on, little buddy. Not what I wanted to see. Still have my vertical as well that is bullish. I don't want to cut yet because it could have just been sweeping these little lows before we bounce again. AVGO's dipping, ARM dipping, SMH dipping a little bit. I already have that indicator, Bosch. It's the same one. It's the same one for everything. Yeah, I saw that, Dark Avenger. I hadn't looked at the back test in a while. That's interesting. Little dip getting bought up. Pull them up, Bitcoin. Pull everybody up with you. Watson, did you get out of your IWM or are those going to zero? .0. Let's see, SPX is currently at about 45. 45 butterfly is about $1.20, $1.25 maybe. Let's see what TSM is. I might as well get that closed before I forget. That's still right at the long strike here. Okay, so when you get a situation like this, take a look at the option chain. Oh, yeah, since it's in the money, they've all got a bid, so that's not a problem. When they get out of the money, you'll have a leg or two, sometimes with no bid, so you got to just close two of the legs, but we're good to close all three here. Try to get filled at 250. Filled at 279. How about that price improvement? S&P not really bouncing here. Not giving me the bounce I had hoped and dreamed for. Well, here comes a little bounce. S&P and NASDAQ trying to get green again. My little Elmo back up 40%, just like that. Almost taking the scenic route on this one. It's down 65%, up 60%, down 30, back up 40. Elmo's going for a little joyride today. Would love to see SPX up to 55 and then back down where it's at for WUGA. I mean, if we're asking, we might as well ask for everything, Abosh. Why ask for half of what you want when you can ask for it all? There we go. There's a nice bounce. That's what I'm talking about. I don't usually need 40 points. I don't know what you're trading, but that's usually not the position I find myself in. Well, the bounce kind of fizzled here, just chopping around unchanged. It's kind of why I put WUGA on right there. I thought we may get a little unch day, but Russell sure isn't bouncing. Gave Watson the old head fake right through previous day high, and then that was all she wrote. I liked it too, Watson, to be fair. Russell's been super strong. I thought maybe making another move. It ticked at new all-time high there, and then just a head faker. My entry conditions for WUGA are I enter when I want to enter. For me, it's kind of a filler. Like I've said, it's just kind of a, if I have strikes available, if I want to put something on, but I don't want to do something with a stop. So there's not a lot of strict criteria from my perspective. Not saying that's the best way to do it, but that's what I do. Just to add a little exposure here and there whenever I want it. But yeah, I do prefer to do them much more on up days for sure. They definitely test better. But at the same time, especially in this environment, you typically don't have a whole lot of premium if it's an up day. All right, that little bounce is getting pushed back down now. Got 8 minutes till MOC. I'm going to get out of my 6-7 put calendar. Filled at 405, minus 6%. I'm sorry, guys. Didn't realize I had my audio on. You're probably hearing my toss fills. Wooga's up 35%. One of two will come off at 50%. I need to close this SPX vertical too. I just want to see if we're going to get any more little bounce here. Can we get another little bounce? $45 butterfly is trading for about $1.50 or so. I'll give my vertical just another couple minutes because then I'm going to get into a Mahomes for a scalp before MOC. Yeah, I think I did get some slippage. All right, I'm going to cut out of my remaining vertical spread. Now, Elmo is back in the red. Darn, darn, darn. Don't like this down move. Ugh. I think I'm going to get stopped here on my Elmo. It's close. Three minutes till MOC.
Voice news disconnected.
Voice news reconnected. Oh my gosh, we're getting a little bounce here. Escaped another stop on my Elmo for now. Come on, give me some legs. Give me some legs to the upside. My Wooga's at 45%, getting ready to close half. All right, we got about 90 seconds. I'm going to put an order at $1.50 on the 45 butterfly for a scalp. See if I can get filled here. If we bounce a few points up, should be able to get filled.
One minute remaining for the market on close imbalance.
Still trading around $1.30. Try to get filled at $1.35.
10 seconds.
Filled at $1.40.
Market on close imbalance. S&P 500 buy side 1.7 billion. Nasdaq 100 sell side 795 million. Dow 30 buy side 1.5 billion. Mag 7 sell side 891 million.
Over $1 billion buy side. Let's get a little bounce. Let's get a little bounce. Just hit 50% on one of my Woogas. I'm going to change my profit target on my Elmo to 90%. I'm going for more. Now hold up. Hold your head up. Yeah, I'll just disable it. Good idea. I forgot I could do that. Going for all the meat and potatoes on my Elmo. What a ride Elmo went on. Okay, SPX back up to 45. I got filled at, what did I say, $1.40? Try to get out at 90 cents. Yeah, I forgot I could completely disable it. I thought I had to change it to something. Elmo up to 78%. Beautiful bounce. Just like I drew it up when I put the trade on. I may try to get filled on another 50 butterfly if I can get $2 here. Trying to get filled on the 50 fly. Filled on the 50 fly at $2. Here's my Elmo. I need to
So
stay
4
above.
p.m. Eastern Time, we're
My
expecting
short
the
strike
monthly
is the
OPEX.
45. Here's my two Mahomes. Trying to scalp the 45, and I'll hold the 50. It's right in between strikes. Let's just push to 55. Call it good. My Wooga took half off of 50%. The other one's still in range. So everything I've got on together looks like this. Bitcoin's bouncing. S&P just sitting at 46.
In 5 minutes' time, we're expecting the monthly OPEX.
Need a hold above 45, dipping below it a little bit. Four minutes to go. Down to 42. Killing my Elmo again. Poor little Elmo. He's just getting tossed around like a little rag doll today. VIX up to 15.79. My Wooga likes this action. My Mahomes don't like this action. Actually, my Mahomes will be profitable here. Two and a half minutes. Got a shot at a couple of Bic pins to be green for the day. My Mahomes would be a scratch right here. My Wooga would be max, and my Elmo would be slightly green if we close right here. Still got 2 minutes though. Bosch wants a 20-point rip in the last 2 minutes. SPX at 43 with 1 minute to go. Bitcoin's kind of pumping into the close. There's 45. To 43. S&P can't decide if it wants to close red or green. 41, 40. Uh-oh. $15 seconds. Just hit my scalp.
Order cancelled. Order cancelled.
6940.01. My poor little Elmo. Excuse me. My poor little Elmo went red. Couldn't hang on for that ride. Wooga hit max. My scalp won, and my other Mahomes hit max. So, all in all, pretty good. My Bix looks like I made a little over 1,000. Day trade's a little bit red. TSM green. OPEX calendar green. 6-7 calendar red. Overall, nice green day. All right, all. That is a wrap. Everybody have a good weekend. A long 3-day weekend. We'll be back Tuesday after MLK Day. Have a good holiday. Good weekend. Take care. Cheers.